Hey, Boston. Thanks for taking the time today.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
We will open it up to questions. Ed, we'll take the first one from you.
Hey, Boston, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good. Just new coaching staff here in place. As an undrafted guy, you've always had to prove yourself. But now I'm thinking, I don't know if you were undrafted with the Saints. They might have
Sixth
drafted you.
round.
I can't remember. Yeah, all right. That's what I thought. Anyway, just what's it like with the new coaching staff? I guess, do you feel like you have to prove yourself all over again? You probably feel that way all the time. But what do you think of this new staff and, what you need to do to open their eyes?
Yeah, I mean, whether it was a new staff or old staff, just kind of how I've always carried myself. Uh, each year is a new year. You know what I mean? Like what you do in the past years. I mean, to reflect on sometimes just for confidence, but each year is a new year. So you got to go out there and earn it each year. And that's just the way that I take that. I think I'm starting from ground zero. There are always things that you can improve on. So I just think to myself from the past season, like I said, you reflect. You look at the things that where you have weaknesses and just look to build on that and just like we've been talking about as a team, just get 1% better each day. And that's something that Coach Nick has been hammering, and I feel like the team has been following suit.
We'll go to Les and then Bo.
Hey, Boston. Good to see you. So crowded running back room now. A lot of guys, a lot of new guys. What's it like? What is the new position coach a lot different from Deuce? Does he emphasize different things? How big a change is this for you, and where do you think you fit in with this group?
Um, we're all competitors. You know what I mean? We're all concerned with one thing, and that's being great. We all think of ourselves as starters. That's the kind of swagger that we have in that room and our work ethic that matches it. So each and every one of those guys, they show up every single day, ready to work. And that only helps everybody in the room. With elite talent in the room, that the standard is brought up for everybody. You know what I mean? And so there's nothing but good things that can happen from competition. And so I'm excited about the guys, man, just being able to be around the guys, first of all, and just catch up with some guys, see some new faces, meet them, learn a little bit more about them. But also with Coach Singleton, he's been doing a great job, creating a relationship and creating a camaraderie within the room. He's a great teacher, and Deuce definitely means a lot to me, and I appreciate everything that he did for me. And every coach is different, you know what I mean? But they're both teachers. They're both teachers. Attention to detail, and those are big things, as far as a running back, with as much as we're used on the field and all the responsibilities that we have. So, Coach Singleton's been doing a great job, and I'm excited about working with him. But we're all competitors, man. We're gonna battle it out, but at the same time, we all have the same mission, and that's just to win, whatever that looks like.
All right,
Go
thank
ahead,
you.
Bo, and then Mike.
Hey, Boston. The offense itself, how different is it than everything you guys were running the past couple of years? And what about the role for running backs as receivers in this offense?
Um, I think it has a shot to be a really good offense, man. Right now what we're doing is just learning the terminology, learning what this means, learning what that means. And so we're installing the playbook day by day. So as a whole, I mean, we're still learning, but I'm definitely excited about Coach Nick and his philosophy on creating mismatches, whatever that may be. But it just depends on the game plan and what defenses are giving us. So I'm excited. I'm excited about some of the things that have been mentioned in the installs, and what I'm focused on right now is just learning and working on my fundamentals so I can be the best that I can be whenever my number's called.
Go ahead, Mike, and then John.
Hey, Boston. Obviously, Jalen Hurts was able to work with you guys on the field last year, but now he's coming into this offseason as the guy. I was wondering what his temperament's been like, what's his attitude been like now that he's kind of been put in that position with you guys this summer.
He's been level headed, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we still all learning, you know what I mean? But with what he knows, the knowledge that he has, it's a great quality that he has at a younger age. But he likes to teach, you know what I mean? Like, we'll be running routes and stuff like that. He'll have his helmet on. He'll take off his helmet, and then he'll go run the route. No, this is what I mean. This is what I'm thinking. So it should look like this. Giving this look. So not only is he, a hard worker, and takes care of his stuff individually, but he also wants to make the people around him better.
Go ahead, John, and then Zach.
Hi, Boston. Curious, what can you tell us about the off-season work? Obviously, with the pandemic, you guys didn't get to do anything in the off-season last year. Things are a little bit scaled back this time, a little bit different with working out with the organization. Curious what your take is on the OTAs and the learning environment and things like that.
Mm-hmm. I think it's good to be able to be around the guys and build that chemistry, because each year you have teams that are walking into, a new situation with a new staff and everything like that. So it's always good to get around the guys and just be able to build that team, build that chemistry. So that's really what it's been, man. Being able to get out on the field, get some work in, work on that chemistry. I mean, I feel like those reps are invaluable, and just given the circumstances, obviously we would try our best to make it happen. But I'm glad we were able to work out the protocols with making sure that people were safe, that people's families were safe, and then also able to get into the building and get some work in.
Go to Zach and then Nick.
Hey, Boston, I'll preface this by saying I honestly don't know how much a fifth-year senior running back is paying attention to a freshman defensive lineman. But if you did pay attention to Milton Williams back when you were in college, what stood out when he first showed up on campus? And following him from afar, what stood out to you?
Well, I've heard a lot. I heard a lot about him. The coaches always had great things to say about Milton, and he's always been a hard worker. So just being able to see him on the practice field now, man, I'm so happy for him that he's being able to, live out his dream. But to be honest, I really think that he's gonna make some noise, and he's pretty explosive. He's explosive for his size, and so I'm excited about him being coached up, working on his fundamentals, and then hitting the field, man. I'm excited to see him.
Go ahead, Nick, and then Ed.
Yeah, hi, Boston. I know you already addressed this a little bit, but as far as the OTAs go, and I know they're not traditional OTAs this year, but at least you're having them as opposed to last year. How important is it to be out there, especially for a quarterback like Jalen, who, last year didn't have that, and then he came in, he was number 2 the whole way until he was number 1 at the end.
Yeah, I mean, it's important, obviously. I mean, it doesn't get much better than, hands-on interaction with, the quarterbacks, with the coaches, with, being able to see faces. We still were able to get the work done, whenever it was virtual, because it sounds cliche, but they say like it's 10% physical, 90% mental, you know what I mean? So we were in the classroom, we were working on things, we were getting the terminology down, we were taking quizzes and all that kind of stuff. But definitely being in person has definitely helped a lot as far as the chemistry, seeing it, being able to be coached on the field, and being able to move around a little bit.
Go ahead, Ed, and then Martin.
Hey, Boston. So you're an old state champion power lifter back in high school. I'm just curious, how does that translate into an NFL weight room? And if I could put you on the spot, are you the strongest pound for pound running back in that running back room, would you say?
Most definitely. But so it was Olympic powerlifting. So, I power cleans, snatch, jerks, the explosiveness of the lift itself is what translates to the game. You know what I mean? Because it's all about fast twitch fibers. How fast can you explode, whether it's through the line or through a cut, laterally, whatever it may be. And, whenever you're doing the lifts, you have to engage your core. You have to engage all the lower extremities, everything in your body really works. And it's just how explosive can you be? And I feel like it's really helped me. People say, little, but I don't know how they say it, but like little but not small, whatever. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? So I knew, being a walk-on, when I was a freshman, I came in like 5'7", the doctor just said 5'7", but like 1 75, you know what I mean? And so I knew, you know, I was gonna have to be exceptionally good in some areas, and I, you know, quickness, speed, and then I was gonna do what I could to, you know, push that weight. So shout out to my strength and conditioning coach. You know, he got me up to like 625 on squat. You know, he stopped me at 365 on power clean, and then like 425 on bench. So, you know, he major shout out to him, and he's really helped me, you know, change my body so that I can, you know, make it at this level.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, we'll take one more here from Martin.
Hey, Boston. I was wondering if I could ask you a Miles Sanders question. What have you noticed from him so far this spring? I know obviously last year, you know, he had the injuries and stuff like that. It wasn't probably his best season, but and how do you think like this offense can kind of play to his strengths?
You know, I think he looks good. You know, just talking about his, you know, his habits. You know, he's hard worker. You know, attention to detail. He loves to learn. You know, he's asking questions. You know what I'm saying? So he has all the intangibles as far as a pro off the field. You know, and then on the field, obviously, you guys have seen the, you know, what he's capable of doing. But again, you know, we're learning. You know, we're learning each day. You know, but I definitely am excited about, you know, Coach Nick's philosophy, like I said, on creating mismatches, you know, wherever they're out on the field, you know, kind of whatever the defense gives us. So, you know, that's going to include running backs. It's going to include everybody. So I'm excited. You know, the pieces out there, you know, I have the capability of being in a mismatch, basically. I mean, we're all capable of doing that. So, but yeah, I mean, it's been cool to work with him, man. He's a great guy. You know, like I said, he's very talented, hard worker. So, you know, can't say enough about him, you know. So I'm excited about him for this season. You know, I'm excited for him.
All right, thank you for the time, Boston.